Go. Admit all. Letting everyone in. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Turn on. Let me, I'm going to tag my spotlight for everyone. Hi, Miss Carol. I can see you. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Awesome. Thank you very much. I just tagged our video, but actually let me switch to.
Are you aware of a meeting passcode? I have no idea.
It's on there. I sent it to her. It says passcode.
So look at the email that Jeannie sent you. It's on there. There's a passcode listed on the email she sent you.
You can read it to her, Patrick. Okay, here we go. So I thought I would start.
I need the invite then, because
and you just go into Zoom. It's there.
It just shows the meeting ID. It does not show the passcode.
And you go to the Zoom website or my
I'm
email
on it right now. I'm looking at the meeting ID.
Can you look at the email I just sent to Cindy?
Okay.
Look, it's in there too. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We're working to get stuff, people added and in. I thought I would start off by just showing you design database transfer. I have our spreadsheet right here. People are entering right now. So this is like when we're doing the class, I'm watching here and then it'll show that you enter and then I have to hit admit. So, let's go ahead and take a look at design database transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and try and zoom on this. Here we go. Let me move this over right here. Let me get this out of the way. I know, and you see a little tunnel of information there. So maybe I can get it closer for you. All right. Whoop. Admit, let them in. Here we go. Down on the bottom of my screen, there is a button. This is kind of hard to see, huh? Right here. I'm going to push that. And it's going to take us to this screen. I know you're not going to see a close-up of this, but I already opened up my design database transfer. I have a folder that I've named Kimberbell DD 2026. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open that. You hit the plus buttons next to it. And yours might not look the same because you may have named yours something different. And then I have a folder that I named February that I opened up. Here, I should close all these. Let me close them. So I'm going to hit the plus button next to that. Can I get you closer so you can see that? I'm going to hit the plus button. And then I'm going to go down because what I'm looking for is I should close all of these so you can get the full experience. Okay. Once I open up my February, I have background quilting, embroidery designs, and instructions. I'm going to open my background quilting because that's what I want first. And the only thing on this one's going to be Christmas 17. I'm going to hit the plus button there. I'm going to go to my embroidery files. I hit the plus button there. And then I'm going to go block by block because we want to lay down our batting. You have all these different formats. I already hit the plus button by PES. Now I'm going to touch my PES, and these are going to bring up all the quilting designs. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to close this really quick just to make sure everyone's in. Let me go back. We want the 2x4 and the 6x6. So you have icons here. You can have them different sizes. So is this the icon display? See how you can do small ones and see more, or you can have a detailed list. I like the big icons.
Cindy in the waiting room?
Oh, hang on. You waiting room. There's Miss Cindy. Let everyone in. I'm letting them all in. Admit all. Okay. So let me go back to design database transfer. I'm going to find my 2x4. Before you do that, this has to be on the network. Your machine has to be on the network and your machine needs to be on. So mine's on right now. I know that my machine here is called Sewing Machine 227. So make sure that is high, that you have that pulled up. I have other ones here. Machine 227. I'm going to get my 2x4 design. Remember, I taught you how to cherry pick. If you want to cherry pick, you're going to hold your control key. Here's my control key right here. Then I can go back to my screen. Keep holding that control key down. And I'm going to go back to my screen.
You guys have 2 phones back here?
And I'm looking for my 6x6 design, which is right here. I'm going to cherry pick that. And then I'm going to hit my down arrow. And then I'm going to hit my send to machine. So those are sent over. And now we need the bell design. So I need to get my bell design and I need my pieced in the hoop design. So let's cancel that. So we're going to go back over here. I could have picked them all at once. Close these. I think something that's really important for you to know is you cannot do design database transfer if it's a zipped folder. If this is a zipped folder here on your computer, and this is just like the filing cabinet for my computer, you are not going to, so now I'm going to go to embroidery files this time. And I'm going to go to PES. I'm going to hit my pluses until I can't hit my pluses anymore. And there's our 2 designs for today. Touch it, hold your control key, touch the next one that cherry picks, send it down, and then send it to the machine. And that should be it. Okay? All right, we're going to be ready to get started. Let's get hooped. I'm going back to my screeny screen. And let me turn on my gallery view so I can see all of you. Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Oh, 3 people are in the waiting room. Hang on, let me let them in. Let you in, admit all. I get so nervous when I'm like getting everyone into the room, wanting to make sure everything is perfect. Here's your spreadsheet. I have that doc that I update, and this was on there, and I'll keep updating it. I changed this because I found it confusing. So I'm going to update the batting every month until it doesn't fit, and then I'll say, you know, January through June, and I'll have the cuts, and then I'll keep adding them. So this is going to give you all your information. Right now we're doing the February block, which is going to be the bell block, and then it'll tell you what stabilizer we're using, what design you're using, how many we're going to be doing, what you're doing for your background, what we're going to cut it down for. So this is all there. It's all stuff that's in your instructions, but I put this together so it's all in one place if you want it. And this is what we're going to be doing today. This is my Moda Love and Share version, but we're going to be doing the Kimberbell one. Did you guys see Gloria C's? Gloria, are you on here? She did hers with like a little embroidered bell, and I absolutely loved it. Hang on, I'm letting some more people in. I loved it, and I was like, I want that design. Gloria, are you on? If you're on, I don't know if you can share with us the design that you got, but I loved it. So, and I saw somebody else stitched it, and they changed the material. They didn't use the glitter. So, yeah, whatever you guys want to do, you can change it however you want. On this one, I didn't do the knit fabric, and I used a different glitter vinyl. So for this version, and I did pre-cut. I did a video where I did it on the ScanNCut, and I was like, because it cut. So here's my ScanNCut stuff. I'm gonna do this traditional. We're gonna lay down the fabric, but this was with the rotary cutter, and I have heat and bond light, so I can just adhere it down. You'd probably want to use a press cloth to get it down there. But if you do, you like how it's stuck to my scary dry hands? And here's this was a different vinyl that I got too. So if anyone wants these, I'll send them to you. What am I going to do with them? So let me know. This is what we're going to be using. So here's our vinyl in here. And I was able to, they gave you 2 pieces for 2 bows, but you can fit 2 bows per piece if you wash your fabric. This needed to be stabilized. If you have not put SF101 on the back of your bow, heat up your iron. I want you to put it on there right now. You want to put SF101 because guess what? It doesn't stretch or pull or distort when you have that on there. Go ahead and put it on there right now. I'm going to start hooping up. So we're going to use, this is the leftovers that I have. I'm going to put this to the side. I hope everyone is doing great today and that you guys are staying caught up. I don't want you to see the next one. Although, have you guys all seen the next one? I saw that there was somebody that posted the March one too. So I know a lot of you have probably seen it. Okay, I'm going to use my 7x12 hoop. Let me put this to the side. And I have some muslin that's cut for the 7x12. Where is it? Right here. I'm doing one of these with you, and then we are going to also be doing our, this is for our, the piece blocks. So let me go ahead and hoop up. Am I plugged in? I'm like paranoid that something's going to go dead on me. The muslin I use, oh, look, this is just big enough, barely big enough. I love that you don't, with this hoop, you don't have to have a lot of extra hanging over the edges. This is enough. So I just go edge to edge. Two littles. These are littles. These are bigs. So two littles on the top and bottom and two bigs on the side. And when I mean, these are my littles and these are my bigs. I'll just kind of drag it up. How many of you are using Design Database Transfer? You guys using it? Anyone? No? Oh, Carol, come on. Carol, what machine are you on? Yeah, just unmute. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the machine. And let's
I'm
get all
using
our...
a Bernina.
You're in a guess what? Okay.
What?
For those of you that aren't on a baby lock or a brother machine, because that's what Design Database Transfer is going to work with, I'm going to go ahead and slide this onto the machine. You can still download Design. I thought this was interesting because I didn't know this. You can still download Design Database Transfer and use it as a thumbnailer to view your designs. So if you guys don't have something already, you don't have to go out and buy some expensive program. You can do either the brother version or the Kimberbell version, and you can use it as a thumbnail viewer. You can just the only thing you can't do is you can't transfer. Isn't that great?
That sounds
awesome.
wonderful. I've got it all loaded on my machine yesterday. It's all ready to go. I'm just waiting to figure out which block we were going to start with. So,
Got
ready.
it. Got it. Okay, so now you can go ahead and you can still use it. Oh my God, I'm putting this, I don't know where to put my, hang on. Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Okay, let me let this. Okay, why do I use muslin instead? So hang on, I'm letting some people in. I see that was me. That wasn't me thing, Gail. That wasn't you. You're doing great. Okay, So I use muslin instead because it's softer and it's more pliable. I don't like using no-show mesh. I do use it, but I only use it when I have to. And this is not a stabilizer. So if you're doing a heavy stitch count something, I would never use this. I would never put a piece. That's a lie. I do sometimes put pieces of fabric on here. Like I'm going to do the piece blocks on my muslin as well. But this doesn't like if you turn over some of my stuff, you'll see like eyelashing. Like you might see a little bit of like eyelashing like right here. Because it's not a stabilizer and that stitch will pull and like your stabilizer might hold all of that stuff better. But I use it as a base. If I'm doing something and I'm going to be laying down a piece of batting and then I'm going to be laying a piece of background fabric down that's stabilized with SF101, it's enough. And it presses out beautifully when you go to press everything out. I feel like everything feels softer in the hoop. So I would give it a go. The reason I started using it is because I did an event with Nikki Brazel. Hang on one second. I'm going to get you over here to this. I did an event with Nikki Brazel, and she had all of these. Do you guys remember when Anita Good? It was like everything was about Anita Good. So she did. Hang on, I need to make my view bigger. I can't see what you guys are seeing. You know. Okay. And she was telling me how she uses muslin in there. And I was like, well, what kind of muslin should I get? And her stuff was just so beautiful and it was soft and it felt good. And she was like, oh, who cares? Just get any muslin. Like, it doesn't have to be like the best muslin out there. And so I just started using, is this getting a straighter? I started using muslin instead, and I love it. I can't sew today. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry, you'll have the recording. All right, so I'm going to go in here. This is where you go for design database transfer if you transfer something over that way. Hang on, I'm letting somebody in. I see that. Okay. And we're going to do, this is for just add butter. Wait, it didn't go. Hang on. So hang on one second, guys. I am on, sewing machine 248. I think that's what I transferred. Hang on one second. Sewing machine, cancel. Give me just a second. Oh, look at that. Nothing is coming up. Hang on a second. Add. Give me just a second. Could have sworn that was 248 that I was sending it to. Background quilting. Output is done. Christmas. Hang on. Block by block. Yes. 2x4. And I'm just doing this one more time. Okay, I have to go out. I was just checking, confirming my name. I have to go out and back in again. So I'm going to go back in. This off my screen so I can see. All right. Okay, here it is. So we're going to put our background quilting in first. I'm going to go ahead and set it. The other thing I like to do is I like to choose my hoop size. So that'll tell you how much room you had or you have. So I'm going to go to my settings button. Yours might look like a piece of notebook paper. I'm going to choose the frame I want. I'm using the 7x12. That's also going to max my speed out at 800 stitches per minute. Make sure your embroidery tension is at default. Hang on, letting somebody in. Make sure that your embroidery foot height is at default. You'll know default because it's going to be in a black box, and that you're ending needle up. This is not sewing. You do not pivot. And that you have this on if you have that feature. Okay. So now you can see how much room I have. So Betty was asking if we could use the 8.5 by. Oh, Betty, I'm so sorry. I was thinking this was 6.5 by 8. Yes, this will absolutely fit into the 8 by 8 too. Sorry. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add now. And now I'm going to add the bell. Sorry, Betty, I was thinking that this was 6.5 by 8.5. We're going to go ahead and set it. And if you look at your spreadsheet, I put on there, I will add stuff because it's not always centered. But for this one, we're centered. So you don't have to do anything else. Don't move it here. We're going to move it in the other screen because the other screen, do some adjusting in here. The other screen will combine these. If we move it now, the bell and the background quilting will move independently. So I'm going to touch embroidery.
Hey, Jeannie,
Yes.
how did you get the bell to show up on the background quilting? You went a little too fast for me.
You have to add them one at a time. So did
Okay.
you put the bell in?
I have the background quilting now, but now what do I select to get the bell? Where am I? Where are you? What happened? Oh, okay.
So touch at, I'm going to hit return because I'm in my layout screen. So I'll just undo the bell. Let me see if
I'm sorry.
So you have just the background quilting.
Okay, got it.
Then hit add.
Oh, add. Duh.
Yeah. You're just adding a design, and we could add as many designs if we want as we want. We're just adding the bell. You got it?
Cool. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have 2 designs. You're going to leave those. This is our main edit screen. Touch embroidery. And if you want, you don't have to do, but if you have your muslin all on a long piece, which is normally what I do, I would go to layout, my move keys, and I'm going to scoot it all the way up to the top. That way you're not wasting. And I'll have a little down here. If I want to keep this piece, I could do like a 4x4 hooping. Okay. You don't have to do that. If you're not going to be, if you're going to just be using the 8 by 8 would probably be the best size to go to. If you're going to be just cutting your stabilizer to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay. And let's go ahead and get started. The other thing I really like to do is you're going to go to this button, which is where you can go forward and backward stitches because we're going to skip some stitches. Go ahead and touch that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in my taffy thread. I want you to put in a color that you can see. Hang on, I'm going to turn down my, well, actually, that looks okay. You guys don't have too much of a glare, right? So I'm going to put this in. And do you like this? This is Poppy. Thank you, Poppy. Poppy has ruined a lot of, Momo doesn't do anything bad. He's the first child. Poppy's the second child. She is wild. Okay, this is going to be your placement line for your batting. While you're doing that, let's come on back over here. We're going to spray our fabric. I'm a sprayer. Say it, don't spray it. Okay, wrong side. You have a right and a wrong side of your batting. Spray the wrong side. That goes down. This is the one that dimples out. This is the side that dimples in. This is your right side. I've probably been sewing for like, I don't know, like 10 years. And then somebody explained that to me. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. There is a wrong and a right side of your batting. Whoops. That was a lot. Sorry. I like to just give it a gentle little spray. I also want you to spray the back of your background fabric. If there's any icky threads, get them off now. Because these darker threads will shadow through. Okay? Get it off. Even, oh, is that something in there? Even like a white thread will shadow through on light fabric. So just a little spritz. You don't need a ton. And then you're going to need your bow fabric. Might as well just spray them now. I'm going to be a little more generous with this. And then this is going to be the band that goes across the bell. Okay, I'll leave those to the side. Let's go ahead and lay down our fabric. All righty. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. What is your question? And I will ask her. Oh, yeah. Who's got a question? Sometimes I don't see the chat because I'm looking at my fabric. Okay. So put down your batting. You're going to just put it right inside that square the best you can. I usually cut mine a little bit bigger. I usually cut it like, like 1/8 of an inch or something like that bigger. Now we're going to lay down our fabric. Just center it to your batting before you push it down. Run your hands across. Make sure that it's centered. You want about an inch, inch and a half all the way around. And then we're ready to go to our next step. We're going to skip some steps because we cut everything to size. Why do we cut it to size? Because we can skip some steps and it just saves us some time. What is the blue tent thing? Oh, that's my dime spray tent. I love my dime spray tent. So this is my dime spray tent. It keeps the spray from going all the way all over the room. I put a little piece of something in here. When it gets really icky, I throw it away. And this is the spray that I use. I'm a KK 100 kind of girl. I use the economy line. The regular line is like $30, double the price. And I really don't think it's any better. Well, I don't know because I've never can't say that. I've never used it, so maybe it's more amazing, but I know the economy line is fantastic. There is screen. Wait, are we back to this? Yes. We're gonna, can you guys see? Am I frozen? There we go. Okay, whoops. Miva's detached for a second. Okay, we're back up. All right. This step right here. My goodness. I'm watching my screen. It's going slow motion and then it's going super fast. Did I do something? Okay, I'm going to just keep going. You can always watch the pre-recorded version. We don't have these issues with the pre-recorded version. Next step is the tack down for the batting. We don't need that because we cut it to size. So we're going to skip it and go to the next step. Hey, Patrick. Can you come here? I feel like I must have touched something that's making me go in. Are you guys seeing it in like really weird speeds?
And really weird, right?
Like, look. Oh, wait. Seems okay now. All right. Did I just imagine that? All right. This right here is going to be placement line for the background. We already did that. So we're going to skip ahead. This is tack down for the background. You want to do your tack down for the background. So I'm just going to go ahead and say okay over here. Did you guys bring your spatulas? I'm a spatula girl. I do not want you reaching under the needle. Let me get mine out. But we are sold out. And I called them to say when would they be back in stock. And they said middle of the month. So if you order now, you won't go until the middle of the month. These are the spatulas that comes in a 4-set. And this is what I want you to start using as your extra finger. I have way too many sewists that come in that go, oh, and they show me their injury. It's like, the worst injury. But okay, next step, look at your screen. You're going to see the reindeer, right? Okay, reindeer. So this is going to be your quilting. In your instructions, it recommends white. You're going to use that. I've been using pearl instead of white just because it is, it just shows better. But I'm going to move this off to the side. For me, I'm using this, which is silver. And I love it. This is the Hollow Shimmer. Let me go ahead and put that up. I seem to have issues with it. For me, it seems to break at least once. I just muscle through it and I go, it's worth it because it looks so good. Oop, let me see. All right, let me go ahead and do my quilting. I'm not even slowing it down. 700 stitches per minute seems to be my sweet spot, but I'm just going to let it go because I'm living on the edge today. We're going to do our background quilting and then we're going to get into the embroidery. I found that, I don't know if I got through any of them without it breaking one. I think it broke once every time. Look at I gotta show you the one I did. So this is the multi. Can you see that? I don't know if we can even see that. It is so cute. Can you see the reindeer? Is that like not? It looks like tinsel. It's like, and this is the light multi, and I absolutely love it. That's what I'm using in this version. I'm addicted to it. I can't use just regular thread for my background quilting anymore. Maybe if I put it, it's just so cute. I don't know. Sorry, I'm doing a bad job of showing it to you. I think that's blurry. Okay, I'm just gonna move it away. That was a me thing, not a you thing. You guys have any questions? Can I help anybody?
Jeannie,
I'm watching your comments now.
Jeannie, I was going to give you tell you what I did with that special thread.
Yes.
Okay, I put it on the upright bobbin above my avenir,
Yeah.
and after it goes through the thread guide at the very top,
Yeah.
I before it goes to the next thread guide, I put my finger in there and I pull it off to the side about 5 or 6 inches. And
Yeah.
and I use my finger as a guide, and
Yeah.
it never hung up or twisted up on me and sewed just fine. But I had to
I
keep my
know yours
finger
is
there.
perfect every time.
But I had to keep my finger there.
Oh, okay. Sometimes I like kind of hold the thread and I like kind of make sure it doesn't kink as it feeds through. Oh my goodness. I like don't want to get too excited, but it looks like we made it through that whole thing.
Yeah, but that's usually what it does is twists up at the top. And,
Yeah,
and by using my finger as another guide,
got it.
it
That
goes
saves
up.
it.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, it's not that long. I could sit here and hold my finger and rather than take the time to retrace.
Sure. To
Rethread.
rethread again. How's that? I was just changing my lighting up here, hoping that you could see better. I tried to join, but they won't let me in. Oh, we let everyone in. Yeah, we don't care where you bought your machine. I mean, I don't care where, you know what I mean. This Zoom is for people that did get their digital dealer from us, but then I make the content available for everybody. And you're allowed to join, you know, whatever you want with us. We really, I don't know, I feel like we've made so many great relationships by just being inclusive. So happy you're here joining us. Okay, next step. We're going to do the placement line for the bell. And if you look right here, let me get my instructions. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. You are going to use a B. And B is, it's going to be, you know what I really like is now they added, because they used to have a key in the very beginning by the cut. And now they added it right here too. So you don't have to keep flipping back to the front. And B is going to be your cool gray 3. Yes, there are like 8 million cool grays. There's a cool gray 7, a cool gray 9. I read somebody's post and they were like, I didn't realize there were so many cool grays. There are many of them. I love this cool gray. It's like the lightest gray, almost like a silver, and it's so beautiful. And they've been using it in a lot of their projects. So here we go. And if I miss your comment, sometimes I'm looking down and I don't see the comment. Okay, go ahead and do your placement line. We are going to lay down our glitter next. I didn't spray it, but I'm going to spray it in my spray tent. Before I spray it, you're going to have a protective coating over this. So just like bend it down in a corner. Do you see I just bent it back? And that'll help separate it really easily. So this top thing, this is HTV, it's heat transfer vinyl. So if you were going to be using this as a carrier, you're going to leave it on there. And I think do a half cut. Do you like how I talk like I know something? I don't know anything. But It's just what I imagine there is, the half cut where you don't cut all the way through. But go ahead and take that off. The first time I ever used the HTV, I left the carrier on. I was like, I didn't even realize that there was something on there. So peel it off. But it worked with even with the carrier. I stitched right through it. I'm going to give this a little shot of spray. I'm not a taper. I rather spray and walk away from that. So I can't help myself. I am going to go ahead and try to get this. I just can't help myself. Look, it fits. I'm going to use that and then I'll have a big piece at the end. So I'm going to, if you feel like that's risky behavior for you and it's not going to cover it, turn it the other way. But look how much I had left. Like this is a big piece. You're going to learn I hoard. I do. There, now you know. It's not a secret. All right, you're going to do the tack down. If you did scan and cut, then you're not going to do the tack down. You are just going to go ahead, lay your piece down, adhere it, get your little pokey thing or your little spatula so you're not tempted to reach under there because you're like, it didn't stick down. Do not reach under. And now I'm going to get my snips and I'm going to trim. This is what I use when I'm trimming. I brought everything to show you because I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to them about like what I use to trim. I start with snips. If it's thin enough and I can get through with snips, that's what I'm going to use first. And I like the Kimberbell snips. I've evolved, and as I find a different snip that I think is better, then I start using it. And so these are what I think are the best and the strongest as far as snips go. If this isn't strong enough, the next thing I go to is I go to my double curved. Did I bring them? Oh, maybe I forgot. I brought my curved straight, it looks like. Imagine these were double curved. This is curved straight, which you need to have. But the double curved go up a little bit, and I go to my 4-inch because they're a little bit stronger than this. And if that's not strong enough, then I go to my 6-inch double curved. But I find I'm able to use these for most of it, and then I use this because it's not as fine. So I like to use the smaller tools. All right, there's your little mini lesson. So I'm going to use this. This is going to be enough. And I want you to go, did it ask you to trim? Let's look at our instructions first. Lay it down, stitch the bell, remove the tape if you used it, and trim the glitter close to the stitch line. And it does want you to press. I pressed at the very end. So if you want to press after you stitch this, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to press everything at the very end.
This is Connie. What color
Hi,
thread are
Connie.
you using for the bell?
I'm using the glide thread. Are you talking about that I just used, the cool gray 3?
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were using the silver thread that was included or not.
No, I used cool. This is what I just used.
Okay, I have some of that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Is that Connie F?
Yes, it
that
is.
Hi, Miss Connie.
Hi there, Missy.
I was like, oh, if I go to Oregon, I'll just go visit all the Oregon folks. I know, and I know Patrick would have been like, oh yeah, I'll go. If he can go, he will make a trip of anything. If he can go mountain bike or ski, or it's easy to get that man to travel. Okay, you want to trim it close to the stitch line. I think it's going to be a satin stitch, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I do go rogue a little bit, but most of the time for the embroidery part, I will use the thread that it calls for. So once you are trimmed, you are going to go ahead and stitch the bow placement line. It wants you to use the same cool gray 3. So leave your thread in there. Just go ahead and hit start, and we're going to lay the bow down next. It even wants you to do the tack down with cool gray 3. Oh, I'm unthreaded. I think I must have pulled back. This is a placement line, so I'm not even going to go backwards. If it was a tack down, I would go backwards, but I know this is going to go right along the very top. Miss Claudia's here. All right, here we go. Okay, you're gonna get your sweater material. That's the bow. I love sweater material. If you're just joining us, make sure you have SF 101 on the back, and you're gonna see I pieced mine. If it's a dark fabric, sometimes I'll just use on another episode of hoarding. I'll use it on dark stuff. I would never do that on something like this because you would see those lines showing through. So on dark stuff only. Okay, I'm going to pull this down. Mine's already sprayed, so it's a little bit tacky. And I'm just going to make sure I'm covering the whole bow. You can pull it back and just check. Like, I'm not going to be saving any of this, so I'm just laying it down. I did mine so that the ribbing is vertical, okay? And now you're going to do your tack down. Grab your little pokey tool just to save, just to make sure, in case you want some added assurance that it looks good. Isn't it nice to like reach under and not worry about your fingers? And again, we're sold out of these, but they'll be back in stock. Because I engage in risky behavior. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, that thread. And I reach in with my finger. I've been so lucky. I've been glazed. My fingernail has saved me, but now we will no longer be engaging in risky behavior. I'm going to try these. I can't remember if these worked or not. Yeah, not enough. And we should have double curved here. Hang on. I like the little ones better because I feel like you have where are you? Big. Do you like that sound? Okay. I'm just going to use my curve straight. The curve, you have two curves, one to go over the edge of your hoop and the other one to kind of go away from your fabric. So this is my curve straight. I usually don't use these for this, but I'm going to in this case. I can't remember. Let's look at the stitch and see how careful we have to be. Sometimes you got to get it right to the edge. Oh, so that's going to be a nice thick satin stitch. So get it close, but if you're not perfect, it's okay. I'm going to use these. I need a little more heft. And I cut with both hands. I think I cut with both hands because I am a true righty, but I am a true lefty for cutting. So I think it makes me a little more ambidextrous. I don't know. If you're having trouble with this, please slide your hoop off and just twirl it around. But I do whatever I can to not have to slide my hoop off. Just trim it up. Scan and cut, people. You're probably ready. You probably fused it down. If you're scan and cutting, do not do the tack down. You're just going to do the placement. You're going to lay your fabric down and do the whole video. Should we do for home sewn? Should we do a whole day of like scan and cut and just get all our fabric ready? Should we prep that way? What do you think? I'm so excited for home sewn. All right, that's going to be good enough.
Jeannie, I would like the day where we use the scan and cut to prep.
Won't that be fun? We'll just do it. We'll take our time. We'll do it on a Monday. We'll prep one day for the fabric. Maybe we'll do it on like a Sunday. We'll prep the fabric. And then, because I got to fit it in on the weekends. Yes, we use scan and cut. Okay, let's do it. We're going to do a day where I'm going to try and do a little spreadsheet so we group everything. Yes, we'll do that. And if you don't have a scan and cut, don't worry about it. I didn't use a scan and cut. Just hit start. Hang on, let me look at my instructions one more time before I tell you that. So we just trimmed the bow right here and then stitch the bell satin outline, and that's going to be in the light gray. Okay, let's talk about scan and cut. I was scan and cut resistant. I had a 650, a 230, And I did not, and I used, I don't even know if I used my 650 a single time. Um, uh, when I got my 230, I used it to cut out the pieces for my French roses quilt. And then I don't think I used it again. And it was Kim Furrow. Kim Furrow and Marlene Bixenman were talking about this scan and cut. And Kim Furrow, I think, explained it. And I was like, is it really that easy? And yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. Like, if it's really that easy, I'm gonna give it a go. And so I absolutely love my scan and cut. I don't know if it saves me time. Because there's like prep and there's like, you have to think about stuff and do stuff. So I don't know if it necessarily saves me a lot of time, but it does save me on like having to like cut, and I'm struggling with this thumb right here. The cuts are beautiful. So I love it. And there's a learning curve. And I always tell people there's going to be some self-hazing, like you're going to do stuff wrong. That's going to make you mad. You're your stupid machine, but then you go like, this machine doesn't have a brain, it's me. So, and then if you're not going to do scan and cut, don't worry, you can still do all the projects with us. I do usually do a combination. You can still do all the projects with us. You're just going to be doing the placement, tack down, and trim. Scan and cut people are going to be doing placement, and then they're going to usually we put some kind of like a heat bond light or a spray adhesive at least, and then we're going to adhere it down, and then we're going to then we'll meet again. It's just two different paths. And then, you can decide if you want to do it. But all right, after we do this step, we are going to be doing, you are going to be putting in the pine. So get your pine, which is that green, and we're going to be laying down the green piece that we're going to be doing this little guy right here. That's next. Don't worry, we love everyone. Yeah, I refuse to do. I've only been doing scan and cut for like a year now, probably. One day I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. It's kind of like design database transfer. I probably have had the capability to do design database transfer for like 10 years. I got like the card and also I got software and I just refused. I was like, I don't want to do that. I like using my USB stick. And then finally one day we're gonna put in pine next. One day I was like, this is thing. I'll ask myself, is it really that easy? Because I don't like to learn. I have a very low frustration rate where I get frustrated really easily, especially with technology. But now that I've done it, I wouldn't do it any other way. I think that you can take the placement stitch. Yes, that's what we do, Heather. We'll be taking the placement stitch and then turning it into our cut, our applique cut. But they're not including SVGs. I have no idea why. We sent a note to, I should ask Barbie, my rep, but we sent a note and they just said they weren't included anymore. There really wasn't any in-depth explanation as to okay, that's your placement line. Here's your fabric. You're gonna lay it down. I'm gonna just lay it down right in the middle. Yes, you did see me not try to hoard. You can put SF101 on the back of all of your stuff now if you want. There, I'm doing my tack down and then we're gonna trim. Here we go. Okay, your homework is going to be to stitch this other bell. There's two bells. And then remember, I do two versions because this is perfect for, and this would have been, my snips, I feel like will go through a layer of fabric and they'll go through a layer of fabric and SF101, but the knit fabric was a little too much. You want to go nice and close to this because this is going to do what I call the Kimberbell stitch. And the Kimberbell stitch is that little decorative stitch right here. And it doesn't give you a lot of room for error. If you have a lot of hairy threads hanging over, they're going to show through. Ah, Heather, I didn't see your comment. Whoop. Got tied up. So I put these little ties on the back of my of all of this stuff. Like I like to bring my own supplies to the store in case I can't find what I'm looking for here. Okay, go ahead and slide your hoop back on. You're gonna leave the pine in there and you're gonna do the decorative stitching. So these, somebody asked me because they were like, where do I get those little tassels to put on my stuff? And these are actually you guys know I was showing you like the brands that I like for shopping. And these are from Johnny Was. Like when you buy clothing from them, they always have a tassel and I save them and I put them on all my sewing tools.
Jeannie, this is Linda Steinport.
Hi, Linda.
Did you do the little block by block quilting designs yet? And sew
Can
them
you say
together?
it one more time?
Did you do the block by block quilting designs, that reindeer and the poinsettia?
Oh, we're going to do that next.
Okay, well, I want you to look at that because there's a post on, I don't know if it's a Kimberbell site. If you look at the deer, I'm holding my direction up right now. If you look at the deer and the poinsettia, it looks like the deer is actually peeing on the poinsettia.
Too funny. Hang on, let me get mine. That is too funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna get mine. We'll look at them. Go ahead and put in your pinot, and we're gonna stitch the outline of the bow. And if you don't have pinot, it's kind of like a wine red. I'm gonna grab. I left mine at home, so I'm gonna use this one.
It's on page 5 after you've done the bill.
Okay, I'm gonna put this up, and then we're gonna take a peek at it. I wonder who noticed that.
I don't know. If somebody posted it this morning and Kimberbell said, oh my, we'll take care of it.
Oh no, so they're gonna redigitize it?
They might, maybe, I don't know when.
I didn't notice anything. Okay, here are mine. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's coming right from the crotch.
Yep.
All right, let's see what they're saying. Okay. Can you guys see that? Like, wait, let me see if I can get you a better one. Here. Here we go.
If you look at the directions, it's right on
Here's
there.
the white one.
There you go. Yeah.
I see what they're saying.
Yep.
That is funny.
and now that's all you see now that you know that.
That's all I can see now. Wait, I gotta look at the other one. Yeah, like this one comes off of his nose, appropriate.
Yes. Yeah.
This one comes off of his antler, appropriate. And this one comes from the wee.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. Yeah.
I didn't know if anybody here noticed
all
that.
I can see now.
Yeah. It was posted this morning on some Facebook page.
That is funny. Okay, so we're gonna do the bow after we're done with the bow. Great. After the bow, we're gonna do our pieced our piece blocks. So we're gonna be doing these, and these are the ones that I have in the Love and Share fabric. It's been a long time. Good to see you. Okay, I mean, this is gonna take a little bit. While we're doing that, we can go ahead and move up and let me tidy up a bit. So I'm gonna be using my 5x7. You want your batting pieces already cut? I think I cut these. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the cut list. Let me look. Are they 2x4? Yeah, they're 2x4. And then I always cut them just a little bit bigger. Let me grab that. 2x4. You're going to need your fabrics. We can match these up too. We'll look at the book and we'll match them up. And I'm going to grab my muslin that I cut. I usually cut 9 inches for my 5x7 piece. I'm making such a fine mess here. If you guys could only see. It gets complicated here because we have the filming stuff and we have cords and all of that. Okay, one big on the top. I always just look, one big, two littles on the side. And I always tell people, be careful. And this is what I was talking about. I will leave this on the roll, like I roll it up, I'll flip it up, and then I just keep taking my design, snugging it up, taking my design, snugging it up. I always make sure it's taut but not tight. Don't stretch it. Now I'm gonna put my side ones on. I'm not looking at comments, so if you have a comment, just give me a minute. Let me just move over here. And this is enough. Like with stabilizer, you want that stabilizer to be over the edge, but this here is plenty. That's another reason I love these hoops. You can kind of skip.
I was just
All
going
right.
to ask you, you love the magnetic hoops?
I love them. I find that I use the 5x7 and the 9, sorry, the 7x12 all the time. And then if I need other sizes, I'll bump up. But this is, I mean, I probably use this 9% of the time with what we're doing. Yeah, I love them.
Are those on sale with the brother event? Or is that a
No. I'm sure we'll have another brother sale event, and then we'll do them when we do that event. We give you an extra 20% off, and we try to. I might have some in the store though, Stephanie. So if you want one, let me know what size. Ooh,
I think I want the 5x7. I don't think I have one, but I'll look.
I don't know if I have that. Hang on, I'm sorry, my computer's about to die. I'm gonna run and get a cord. Be right back. I'm back. I'll have Patrick check this Stephanie. I can't believe you don't have those already. I'm shocked.
I think I have two, but I think they're bigger, but I will look at them
There's
today.
only two. They only have, well, no, that's a lie. So these are the ones that are more low profile, okay? And then there is the 10 by 10 and the 7 by 14. Do you guys notice the difference in how beefy the magnets are? And I use these sometimes, but these are the ones I prefer because I feel like the magnets are a lot easier to get off. And these are the sizes that I'm using. I will use the other ones if I'm doing like borders or something like that. But regular embroidery, these are the ones that I use. Okay, let's go back to the machine. Let's see what's happening over here. And I think I'm just going to use my silver thread, my Hollow Shimmer Silver to do the quilting. But again, this is the Hollow Shimmer Light Multi. And it's just like so fun. Uh-oh, do you hear that? Something doesn't, oh, it was my book. I was like, something doesn't sound right. You guys know your mama ears. Your mama ears know. And guess what? We're done. I could do like right now, because I'm already hooped, I could do like something right here, but I'm going to just use my 5x7. So we'll go ahead and we'll trim this out at the very end. But there is your little bow. The embellishments are going to get added later. And then we'll press this. So the embellishments, like I said, those will get added later. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to slide on my 5x7. Let's match up our fabric so we know what goes to what. Take your time. I'm going to take my time right now. We're going to match our fabric up, get hooped up. How are we doing? Are you guys still stitching? Some of
Yes.
you might still be stitching. Go ahead and keep stitching. I'm going to give you another minute.
Jeannie, was
While
there
you're
an embellishment kit with this?
you talking about mistletoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you want the embellishment kit. It's going to have all your specialty fabric. And let's talk about the embellishment kit because I've had a couple people reach out and go, I don't have May and June. There are a couple of months, and I'm not sure exactly which ones they are, but there's a couple of months where there are no embellishments, so you're not missing anything. It's I could go grab one later and we could go through it, but you're not missing anything, so don't worry. Okay, let's look at while everyone's finishing up. I'm going to grab our instructions. I know there's a little bit of a glare. Let's get our fabric matched up. If you go to page 6, sorry about that. Page 6 in your book, it's going to show you how they're paired up. So you're going to have a cream with a bow. So it's the snowflake fabric with the green bow. That's going to be one set. You're going to have the red tufted stars, this one with your snowflake fabric. And look at mine. And when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I pressed it upside down. Because tone on tone, you've got to be really, really careful with it. You can kind of see it, but yes, I messed that one up. And then the last one is going to be your green with your perforated, your stripes. And your stripes should be going left to right. Okay? Those are your pairs. So get them matched up. And if you messed them up, who cares, right? It's going to be fine. Use a black light flashlight. That's what I should be doing. Kim, I need to do that because I swear I look at it carefully. And then even then I still make a mistake, but that's a great idea. Okay, you need your batting pieces. 3 of these that are going to be 2x4. So get those. And this is what we're going to be stitching. So we're going to piece it in the hoop. Then we're going to go back. We're going to load both designs, quilting design and the pieced hoop design. We're going to do the basic stuff to lay down the batting. Then we'll do the piecing and then we'll go back. I keep an eye. Then we go back to do the quilting at the very end. I want you to have something like, if you don't have one of these, get a stiletto because we run the risk of that batting moving around, but you need that batting down because it's going to do it's going to do a template on top of it that you need. So I want you to have something that's not going to be your finger. And we're going to go nice and slow. Do you need a minute? Are we ready? Are we ready? Let me get a view of you. I'm switching over to my gallery view. Okay. Carol looks ready. How about yes? Somebody's saying something.
It was Betty. I need a minute.
Hi, Betty. Oh, you need a minute? Is that what you're saying? Okay,
Yes.
everyone, go get a sip of
finishing the
coffee. What was that?
Finishing the bow.
Oh, you're finishing the bow. Okay, I'm going to run to the ladies' room. So let's just take a 2-minute break. And so everyone's ready and then we'll move on. Oh, I'm seeing everyone. Hi there, Miss Roxanne. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Giselle, I love the color of your sewing room. Uh-oh, Karen, are you driving and watching? Well, I'm glad you're joining us. It's good to see you. Yeah. All right. I'm going to run to the ladies' room. I'll be right back and then we'll get stitching. Have a sip of coffee. All right. Betty, you ready? Bow done? Here's your
Yes,
bow.
just searching for the files.
Is your bow done? Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to load our design. All right. Oh, wait, I got to switch my view so I can see what you're seeing. Hang on. I was just looking. You know what I do is I like to look around your sewing rooms. I'm like, oh, look at the quilt. Look at all that natural sunlight coming into Judica's room. Love it. All right, hang on, view, speaker. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish, touch okay right here. Oh, change to a larger hoop. Don't worry, just if that ever happens, just take your hoop and slide it off. Because it's the design is outside of the embroidery field, so that's why it's telling me that. Just slide it off, not a big deal. And then I'm gonna go okay here, go home. Home is gonna clear your screen. Let me tilt my camera so it's upright for you. So home will clear your screen. I'm gonna go embroidery. Let's go. And I'm going to do 2 at a time. I'm going to do 2 and then I'll rehoop and do the last one. So I'm going to go right here to where my design database transfer design should be. And there is your reindeer peeing on your poinsettia. So we're going to go ahead and touch that. You're going to load that first and we're going to touch set. And I'm going to choose my hoop size too. So I'm going to go up here to the top to where you see your gear or your notebook paper. I like to know how much room I have. So where I'm going to move it, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go to my 5x7 hoop because that's what I'm using. Now I know how much room I have when I go to move it. All right. We're going to go to edit, or no, I'm sorry, add. And we're going to add the pieced block on top of it. Order matters because the order in which it's going to stitch out. And here's our block. And as long as you didn't move what's underneath, it should be right on top of it. Okay. If you have a Avenir, Luminaire, I think Stellar, I think you can group, right? So if you don't have those, then what you can do is, because you can rotate and move. Okay, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you touch embroidery. I know it's only one design, but touch embroidery. It will group these. And then you can go to your layout key and you can go rotate because it's going to keep them together. And then we can also move. And I want you to move it all the way to the top. Why don't we just do one at a time? We'll leave that one there first, and then we'll make a copy of it and we'll do another one. Okay? So, let me hit return. We can make a copy of that just to save our place down here. Edit. This is your make a copy button right here. Then you can go to your move keys. But you know what? Well, we'll just do it that way. We're going to go to our move keys, hit the center button so everything's squared up and we can move it down. And we're going to add the other design to that later, but I just want to hold our space so we know how far down we're going to do that. But the issue with this is I need the other design. I need the quilting design first, so we're going to add that later on. But I just want that to be kind of like a space holder, okay? We're just going to stitch that one out first. All right. Any questions? Are you all okay? And we could add that later too. So if you don't have that, don't worry about it. We're going to do the top one first. Let's go embroidery. And let's go ahead and do our placement line. Do a color that you can see. I always keep this in mind too. We're going to be doing our template and I have Pinot in, which is really dark. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in my taffy or I can put in my silver. You're going to be doing something that has the, like the white. So you don't want to be too dark. You don't want it to like shadow through, even though it has the SF101 on it. There's nothing underneath it. I'm going to go ahead and put the taffy in. Okay. And this is ready to go. We're going to do placement line first. So let's come on over here. I'm going to slide on my hoop and check your bobbin. See if you need to do a bobbin change. Anyone have any questions? I know I just loaded that a little bit awkwardly, but you could just put the very first one in, just the batting, I'm sorry, the quilting and the piece design. And we can start with that. Okay, gonna go ahead and thread. Okay, first step is gonna be for the batting. Go ahead and do that step. Grab your batting, we're gonna spray it. I'm going to grab my batting. I'm going to give the wrong side a shot of spray. And the first one that we're going to do is going to be, let's just stick in order. We're going to be doing the white and the green. So we're going to do these two. So if you want to give these two a shot of spray as well, go ahead and do that. Let's do it all. Sometimes I like to spray these a little more liberally. All right. We're going to skip to the template too. So we are not laying down the fabric yet because we're going to piece it on top, but you need a template. So we're going to put this down right in the square. And let's skip some steps. So right here, we're going to go, okay. I talked to my brother rep today, for those of you that have the Avenir, and I was like, can we get rid of that extra step that we have now that went to the voice guidance? He said I wasn't the one to speak to, but they have a big meeting on, they have a big meeting in May that I'm going to go to. I was like, can I be a squeaky wheel? Oh, actually, let's do this. So this is the tack down for the batting. This is the placement stitch for the background. Let's do that too, because then when we lay down our fabric, we know we're going to be, you know, that you can kind of gauge it and put it around that. So I do want you to do that step. So I'm going to take this off and just go ahead and hit start. That's going to be the background. Don't leave this down because the foot's going to get caught. Going to drag your batting piece around. So this is step 3. I'm doing step 3. And if you feel like you don't need it, you don't have to do it. But that'll just give us, when we lay down the other pieces, we will know that we're outside of that embroidery field. Okay. Okay, you ready? We're not going to do the background tack down because we haven't laid that down yet. And we are not doing the quilting stitch. That's going to happen at the very end. So on this screen, you are going to skip some steps. I'm going to go ahead and say okay here to get rid of that silly step. We're going to skip this. That's the background tack down. And we're going to skip this. That's the quilting stitch, but we're going to do that at the very end. We are going to do this. This can be a little messy, and this is where I want you to grab either your stiletto or I want you to grab your, whatever you want to use. Your pointer, of course. I can't find mine now. Where'd it go? Where are you? This is how I lose stuff. Okay, what else do I have in here? I'm not against using anything. I will use a turning tool. What do we have in here that I can use? I know you find it amazing that I can use things so easily. It is my superpower. What else do I have? Do I have a stiletto in here? There's tools. Okay. How about I'll use this? My quill turner. I just like my stilettos because they have like a flat edge. All right, you ready? So we have this too. So you're going to use a combination of your start and stop, and then holding it down will make it go really, really slowly. So if you were to just hold it down and leave your finger on it, it's just going to stitch really slowly, and you can make sure it's not like making that batting go all over the place. The other thing we can do, but I'm just going to leave it slow for right now. And you don't have to do it on the whole thing. It does want to catch right on that edge there. Okay, I'm gonna let my finger off. I'm gonna stop it. And then I'm gonna just kind of let it go, but keep this down in front of it. Kind of stop it on the corner, make sure it doesn't catch. Just do a combination so that I'm going to use this because I like this because I can kind of hold it, everything down. Use a combination of start, stop. I'm going to stop on this corner too because I'm always scared around the corners. And now I'm just holding it down. And I think we're good now. I think that was kind of it. Okay? This is where you have to be really careful on the corners, and this one right here in particular, I want you to go nice and slow. Oh, I forgot it does this outside. So I guess you don't need that for your, if you don't want to do step 3. We'll skip it in the next one. How'd we do with that? You guys okay? Hope nobody is traumatized. Okay, I took mine and I turned mine. So yours might be up and down like this. If you left it up and down, you're going to lay down your number 1 piece here and then your number 2. If you turned it like I did, it's going to be like this. You're going to lay number 1 on the right, and then you're going to lay number 2 on the left. So it wants you to lay down your green piece first. So let's go ahead and put that down. Green, grab your green piece. And you want to make sure that it's going to, that you're going to be over the edge. So it can do that pull tack down, and that you're going to be doing this line right here. This piece is going to go right side up. It says place piece 1 right side up, covering section 1, and stitch the trimming placement line. You can see where it's going to stitch. So make sure your fabric is at least to where it's going to stitch. Give it a little press down. As far as thread color goes, it wants you to put in, what does it say for your thread color? It wants white. So go ahead and put in your white thread. How are we? Are you guys good? If you have any questions, pipe up. I'm here for you. And other people might have those questions too. I think it's sewing down that batting can be tricky. I want you to take your time, and I want you to use something other than your finger, and just leave your finger on that start stop button. Okay, here we go. Anything could be your stiletto. That is your trim line, and then it's going to become your placement line. So let's go ahead and trim. What are these? I don't even know what these are. Innovis. Oh, these are a brother pair. I want you to trim to the left. Don't cut your batting. That's why the curved scissors are nice, because it kind of goes away from that. You're going to grab your white piece with your snowflakes. This is now your placement line. And if you don't want it to shadow through, the trick is don't put it right on the stitch, because you see how you can see that green showing through a little bit. Put it just over it. You'll have enough fabric. Just over it. Don't go way over it, but cover that over, and then you won't have any shadowing through. If you sprayed this, the foot's going to want to stick to this. So you want to make sure that you, hang on, you hold it down where it's going to start and where it's going to end. So for me, it's going to start right down here. I'm going to hold this down here, and I'm going to hold it down up at the top. Once it does the tack down here, then you can move this, I can move this away. But you want to hold it in both spots, or else this part will start to shift too. Okay, flip and fold. We're going to flip it. We're going to do an aggressive finger press. If you want to use your folding pen, you can do that. If you want to take it out and press it, you can. I don't do any of that. I just do an aggressive finger press. I have spray on it, so it's going to hold it over to the side. And now we're going to do the outline stitch that goes all the way around. And we are pieced in the hoop. And it's going to tell you, well, mine wants to go on to the next one, but we got to go back and do the quilting. So that's the last thing you're going to do is you're going to do the quilting. So put whatever thread you want to put in the top for your quilting. I'm going to go back and I'm going to put this in, and then we have to go back to the quilting stitch. How are we doing? If you guys need help, if you're like, I don't know how to get to that, show me, just let me know. I'll get you there. Gonna put this back in. This is my high maintenance boyfriend. He looks so good, so he's worth it. Patrick's actually like so low maintenance. I used to think, I literally thought I was like so easygoing. And as the older I get, I'm like, I am not, because I'm particular. I'm like pretty easy about a lot of stuff. The girls are probably giggling in the back, but I'm particular. Patrick's just easy. You need that if you have one that's really particular. Okay, right now it wants to go on to this bottom part right here. You can see a little cursor. So how do we get back to our quilting stitch? If you're in the main layout screen, you're going to touch this button. This is where I've been the whole time, where you go minus and plus stitches. And I know that it's the green. I know this, so I can do a couple of different things. I can touch in the orange and then go forward to the green. I can touch the green and go back to the beginning of it. I can just arrow back. I can just keep hitting these. Why don't we just do it this way? So I'm just going back through all the steps. There it is. So you can see it, and I can see it right here that I'm in the green. And we're going to go ahead and stitch that. That wasn't bad, right? Does anyone need any help? And if you're on a different brand, you have ways of moving, hopefully, you have ways of moving backwards and forwards. Just move back to the quilting stitch. We do it in the end. You lay down your batting and do all that placement in the beginning, and the quilting happens in the very end. Okay, Linda, here comes the P. That is so funny. I did like how many of those, and I didn't even. I was just like, oh, reindeer, oh, squirrel. Okay, let's do the next one. Anyone need help? Yay, you pieced in the hoop. Oh, Heather, I use it because I like it better. If I'm using something that has batting and then fabric on top, and I feel like there's enough stabilization here, then I'll use muslin because it's just softer. It's softer, it's more pliable. For me, the no-show mesh is more plasticky. I feel like when you press it out, it presses more nicely. It's more just moves better. So it's just my backing of choice. For quilts like this, I do not use it for everything. There are times where it is not appropriate, but for something like this, for my quilts and my quilted pillows and stuff, I use the muslin. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to put the next one in. Hopefully you guys did okay with that. So I'm just going to hit okay here. I'm going to say okay here, and I'm going to go back to the previous screen. I'm actually going to throw this away because I want to load my quilting design first. So I'm going to touch that and just hit the trash can. I'm going to leave that there for point of reference though. And I want to make sure that I am duplicating the quilting design first. So how can I tell? Is that the quilting design? I think that's the quilting design. So this is your select button. Since they're layered one on top of the other, glad I watched how you did that. Yes, I use the silver metallic, but it calls for white. So if you're just doing it according to Kimberbell instructions, you can just do white. I think that's the quilting design. So this will go back and forth between the two designs, but when they're layered one on top of the other, it's hard to know which what. I think the one that's bigger, I think the bigger one is the quilting. So I'm going to go here to my edit options, and this button is just going to make a copy. Oh yeah, no. That was the yeah, that's not it. So just hit your trash can. And now I know it's the one that's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it again. And then I'm going to make a copy. So I don't have to go add, although maybe that would have been faster in this case. There's my copy. I can tell it's the quilting design because I have two reindeers. Go to your move key, center it, and bring it down. All right. Now I'm going to, and you can bring it down a little bit more. Now we want the pieced block on top. And we can just bring it in. Let's just add it so you don't have to guess. Go to your, hit add. Now we're going to touch the pocket. That's where we pull our designs. That's where we go for a design database transfer. If you did it that way, if you brought it in USB, you're just going to touch USB. And there's our pieced block design. Issue with this is they're not going to both be centered. I'm making this really complicated. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's just go. I'm just going to go embroidery. I'm going to go home. I'm going to delete it. We're going to start from scratch. Yes.
Much through the order.
Yeah.
I put a couple of things on the shelves for you to look at.
Yeah.
But they're kind of missing stuff. She knows what they are.
Okay.
We need Sweetheart Street embellishment kits.
Should be here today.
Okay. And the design things.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. We're going to use our camera. I didn't want to do that in case some of you didn't have a camera. We're just going to use it, though. So here's this. And you can just approximate. We'll just, like, move it on down. Okay. Embroidery, quilting design first. Add. Piece design next. Set. They're layered together. I think that I'm going to do one bell. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. If you don't have the combine button, you're just going to touch embroidery. They're combined in this screen. Layout and rotate. They'll move together. How many of you have never used your camera? Because if you've never used your camera, we're going to do it right now. It's very easy. You can use your camera if you're on like the Avenir or the Luminaire, the Solaris, and the Radiance. You can use your camera in both the layout screen and the edit screen. So just touch the camera. Touch the word scan. If you have a Dream Machine, you're just going to hit the camera. It's going to start moving. And just go okay. So now we're going to know how much room we have. If you're on a machine that doesn't have, just move it all the way to the bottom. Just to make sure that you're not overlapping. Just take your design. Oh, my hand's in there. Just move it all the way to the bottom. And you'll know you'll be fine. Okay. Now you also have, what happened? How did that move? You also have contrast. I think, do you guys have contrast in the Luminaire? I can't even remember anymore. I have the XJ1 with the update. Just take it and you can just move it all the way down if you're on the XJ1, okay? So I'm just going to increase my contrast so I can see it. I'm going to hit close and then I'm going to scoot it down. There we go. So now I know I'm not going to be on top of that one. And now we're ready to stitch. Let's just say okay. Okay? All right, let's do it. So, I like going in here on the bottom. I like that button where I can go forward and backward stitches. So I'm going to do that. We're going to do this. And let's not do step 3 because it comes in with the template. So we're ready to go. Let's come on over here. That's wonderful pincushion. You saw that was a gift from Anna. If Anna's on, that was a gift from Anna. Oh, I still have my Hella Shimmer in there. I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to put in my taffy. I know, isn't that cute? And it lives at home with me next to my machine. But when I come here, because it has a little trash basket with it, I take it with me. It goes with me everywhere. Okay, this is placement stitch for your batting. I want you to go ahead and spray another piece of batting. This step is going to be these two. So these are the two fabrics you're going to be using. I'm going to give everything a shot of spray. Wrong side up. SF 101 side up on this and wrong side up on that. Okay, let's go ahead. We are going to put our batting down and do our template because that template is going to have that last outline stitch. So let's go ahead and put your batting down. You're going to get you something to use as your pokey tool. How'd you guys do on that last one? Were you able to do it without having it like twist and turn and do all sorts of stuff to mess with you? So we're going to skip the batting tack down. We're going to skip the outline stitch because it came in with the template. We're going to skip the tack down and the quilting, and we're going right to the template, which is, if you're just doing this, it's step 6 of 9 if you've combined the two. Okay? All right. This first corner is the toughest corner, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just leave my finger on the start stop button. Oop. Did you see that? I actually, I took my finger right off. So it does a couple slow stitches, but then it would have gone full speed. And what I'm most worried about is that corner right here. I think it's worth it to do these super slowly. Once you go around that corner, and my fabric's a little bit bigger. I think I told you, but I like to, and I just stopped it and now I'm holding it down again right here. And I let it go. I'll let it go fast. Woo! That was risky because I could have, this little guy could have gotten caught under there, but he didn't. Once you make it past there and you're just doing that line, you're good to go. Just let it go full speed. It's that outline stitch you got to watch out for. How'd we do? You guys good? Can I help anyone? Are you okay? You guys are, half of you are already done. You did it as soon as the design came out. I know because you posted your pictures and I was like, ooh, look how cute. Okay, what are we laying down first? We are laying down the white first. All right, you know where it's going to stitch because you can see the needle. So you just want to take this and you just want to go a little where the needle is, go a little bit past. You want to look at this side and make sure that you're going to be over that edge too. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and push them down. Put in your white thread. We're piecing with the white. Put in white thread, piece with your white. Piece with your white. Piece with your white. And then we're going to rehoop for the next one. Okay, special tool. Make sure that your fabric doesn't go anywhere. This is right side up. This one is right side up, okay? The next one is going to be a flip and fold. I haven't done mine. Oh, man. Yes. I heard that's a tough one. So I'm hoping you have speedy recovery. Okay, you're going to trim left of this. So go ahead and trim that. This is your trim line. Once you've trimmed, it becomes your placement line. It has two purposes. Trim it. We're doing red tufted stars. You're going to place it. And it doesn't matter if you, this is a darker color, so you can put it right on that last stitch line. Remember, this is going to stick to the bottom of your foot. So you need to hold it start and finish. So I'm going to go ahead and hold it here and where it goes on the other end. One finger where it starts. As soon as it does the tack down, though, you can move this. But you do want to hold it at the end. Otherwise, that fabric's going to get stuck to the bottom of the foot. It's going to move if you're using spray. Okay, I want an aggressive finger fold, which to me is a fingernail fold. Lay it down. And now we're going to do the outline template, the tack down that goes around the whole thing. And did I do a different color in mine? I'll just leave it. I usually like to do a color that contrasts, and the white will contrast this. And then we're going to put in our quilting thread. This is kind of nice. I like it because it's like nice and flat and big. Although it looks like it's being gotten. Okay, let's go back to the quilting stitch. It wants to say that we're done, but we know we're not done. So you're going to say okay here. And then this time I'll show you, you can just, if you have a progress bar like I do here, you can touch in the progress bar. And I know that I'm in the orange, so I need to get to the green. So I'm just going to go forward to the next step, and I'm in the green. Okay. Just because you touch in the orange doesn't mean, usually it touches, it goes wherever. It could be in the middle of that orange. And that's why, like if you touch the green, don't trust that you're at the beginning of the green. You're going to have to go back to the beginning. It could be 100 stitches in. All right, I'm going to put it in my hollow shimmer. We're going to quilt it, and then we have one left to do. And then I'm going to trim these with you. How are we? You're like, I'm done. And I will send you the video recording of this as well, or you can watch the pre-recorded video. Right? Every time I stitch out a reindeer now, I'm going to think of you, Miss Linda.
Glad I could help.
Now I have to go back and look at mine and check it.
I like to think it's his umbilical cord, and he's bursting a poinsettia.
There you go. That works.
I really enjoyed sewing with everyone today because I finished putting my hummingbirds together. And I will give you a hint if anybody ever wants to do this. To not cut the seams at a 1/4 inch, to cut them at
Not half inch.
No, it's just really, really dense. This is every block, every inch of every block has sewing on it. And
sure.
And so it's very, very dense. And I don't think I would have got through it without all of you listening to you in the background. I'd have tacked with it and thrown it. But yeah, and my recommendation is to do a 1/2 inch seam. And really, after putting it all together, there's only 2 corners that don't match on me and that, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm done.
Yeah, nobody's going to be looking at it, Cindy, and that is a labor of love.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to rehoop for one more. So there's 3 of them. Just go ahead and come down. I'm going to go ahead and clip this at the bottom. And you can have a little bit of this peeking through, and I'm going to leave this on there, and that's how you hoop up nice and close to everything. There we go. I'm going to just make this nice and taut. I pull back with my fingernail, but I don't pull back so tight that it distorts. I'm going to put these on, and this, and then we're ready and hooped and ready for the next one. So this is the last one, and we are going to be doing these two. And I've been looking, if you look at page, and you can put them down any way you want, but if you look at page 6, that's where it shows you the ones that go together. So we're going to be putting this down first and then the green. So red first or pink first, then green. If you want, since we're over here, we can just give everything a little shot of spray in our spray tent. I literally keep, like you'd be surprised. I keep like, so when I do edge to edge and there's like the extra fabric on the around the border, I don't care that I'm doing 5 or 6 inches because I use all of that. So this is probably, so that's when I look at them, I'm like, oh, this is different than the other stuff I was using. It all comes out beautifully. It doesn't bother me. Okay, let's go put this on the machine. Oh, and this stuff sometimes likes to curl underneath. So sometimes I'll just give it a little clip and clip it up. I love Wonder Clips. I'm not much of a pinner. Pins are like, they, I don't know what it is, but pins always get me. So I put them up like that, like his hairs and barrettes or something. Here we go. All right, our design is already loaded. So we can come back over here. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. I'm going to say okay so I can get to the layout screen. Look, all grayed out. The reason for that is because we are not at stitch 0. So there's a lot of things that you can't do if you're not at stitch 0. So let's get to stitch 0. Go down here where you go forward and backward stitches. Just hit 0. Now look. Now all of those buttons are available again. So just go to stitch 0. I'm going to go to the move arrows. We're combined in the layout screen, so it's not going to separate my quilting and my design. I'm going to just scoot them to the top. That way we save all of that. And we can use that for our next hooping. We're ready to go, and you guys know what to do. You're welcome. You guys are done. You're like, I'm done. She is slow. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do the placement stitch for our batting first. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. And then I'll see some of you for Just Add Butter tomorrow. We're going to spend the whole day together. And then I didn't even do my March block yet because it's cute though, because I want it to be a little fresh in my mind. And I will get that done. Plus, you guys can't even see it until like March 1st. Okay. Oops, sorry. I went on autopilot, hit that button again. This is going to be our placement stitch for the batting first. Get your batting. What are we? Oh, wowing. Did somebody share something and I totally missed it? I'm always late to the party. Patrick's one of those people where we go places. He notices everything. He's right. I need to be more in the moment. I don't notice anything. I'm always like,
Jeannie, that
yes.
was because I had knee replacement in December.
Oh, yeah. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm 9 weeks post-op, so I'm pretty good.
Yay!
Physical therapy, that's where I was today.
Most of the people, that's where you were going. Most of the people are always like, I should have done it sooner. I don't know if you feel that way, but a lot of people are like, I should have done it. Because you're going to have to do it anyways, right? Okay, this is our tack down for our batting. We're going to skip that. This is, and just so you know, like what Kimberbell does, they do placement stitches in the blue, and then tack downs are in the orange. So it used to be gold and something, but so you know that that doesn't mean put in sky blue. That just means that's going to be your placement line, and then the orange is going to be your tack down. And then they usually do the quilting stitch in green. So this is going to be placement stitch for the background. Don't need that. tack down for the background. Don't need that. That's going to be last. And we're going to do our template. Go ahead and get your stiletto or whatever you're using to protect yourself, where you can engage in risky behavior, but it's not your finger. No risky behavior for you. This is that corner. Oh, look how I cut this. Is that so ugly? Who cares? Right?
Do you think men are observant because they're looking at wildlife? Because Marty, my dad, and my brothers notice stuff.
What? Yeah, maybe like, I don't know. Are we just more frazzled because we're just thinking about all the stuff we need to do? And then
Exactly.
Is that like a thing? I want to be in the moment. He's always like, you need to live in the moment. You need to be present. And I'm like, I want to be present. Like, do you guys think that I'm doing a combination of start stop because I just want to make sure that, like, right here, this could be risky behavior right here. Anna's on. Anna's the one that gave me. Anna, where did you get the beautiful? I'm going to stop it here so it doesn't. Now it's coming across, so I'm just going to go really slow. Where did this beautiful pincushion little trash bag come from? Because I love it and I bring it everywhere with me. Do you guys want to see it?
It was from Etsy.
This is from Etsy. Like, look how pretty it is. Tulip pink fabric. So gorgeous. Look at my duck. See, I'm present. I noticed. Did you hear that?
That's darling. You should sell those.
The duck. It's actually the first time that I ever noticed the duck.
The lady sells the pattern also. I'll look for the site. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Curry Bungalow. It is beautiful. We should do this as a sew along.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous. Or we could just give Curry Bungalow some business, right?
All right. Well, we could buy the pattern from her.
Yeah. Or is it her pattern? Is it like a special?
She sells the pattern and pre-made, which that's what I did, so it turned out.
Anna! Okay, did I say pink first? Let's look at the book. Anna, you stitching? Whoop. All right, here we go. Face down. Look at where your needle's going down. Make sure it's going to cover the whole thing. And check this side and make sure you're over the placement line, okay? Okay, slide it back on, stitch down. I wish I knew where my spatula was. This one's great too, though. I'll use it for scan and cut, and I'll use it. Because I like how big and flat. That's why I like the spatulas, because they're like flat. Okay, trim it away. That is your trim line and placement line. First, it's your trim line. Make sure you're not cutting the batting underneath. You definitely want curved so the tip comes away from the batting. What am I stuck on? Okay, here. My tassels get stuck. All right. If you have directional fabric, choose your direction, but this one's not, so I'm just going to put it down. And now it's going to do we're going to do flip and fold. Hold it here. You want to make sure you hold it here and hold it at the other end. Top and bottom, or front and back, whatever you want to call it. Aggressive finger fold, please. You want those folds to be nice and crisp. If you want to use your folding pen, or you could take it off and press it as well in iron.
Are we making 2 of each one of these?
No, this is it. You're going to have these 3, and you're going to do 2 bells, but only 3 of these.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, outline stitch. I still have my taffy in. Oh, I was supposed to change that. Sorry. But that's okay. You can't see it. On the white, you definitely want to change to the white. Sometimes I start to get cocky and I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need to look at those instructions. All right. Guess what? It says finish embroidery, but we're not done. This is where I would get all excited and just take it out of the hoop and then go, oh, I didn't put my quilting stitch in. Put your thread in for quilting, whatever you're using. It recommends white. I prefer to now, whenever it calls for white, I often use linen or pearl because it's light, but you can see it. Because sometimes I'm like, it's so cute. I want to see it. Okay, how do we get back? We are going to go, in this case, I'm going to touch the green. I can just touch in the middle of the green. But now I'm in the middle of the green. How do you get to the beginning of the green? This arrow right here. This is going to go the beginning of the color that you're on. And now I'm at the beginning of the green. So there's so many different ways. You could go numbers. Like you could do so many different things. But yeah, just know there's lots of different ways. And if you're on if you are on a different brand of machine, by the time we are done with it so long, you will be an expert on the Avenir as well. You're going to be like, I don't have that machine, but I'm an expert on it. I'm not even slowing it down. I'm going full speed because it's so little. Okay, just did my umbilical cord, and now it's birthing my poinsettia flower. We're going to press these out right now, too. My iron's not plugged in. Hang on a second. Where is... Hang on. And we are done with those blocks. I'm just going to turn on my iron. Get them plugged in. Water in my iron. I'm not a water in the iron kind of person. But sometimes my iron sits. And I just don't want it to spit something. But there's nothing wrong with it if you are. Sliding this off, and we're going to come over here. All right. That is going to go on at the very end for me. These are the ones for my other ones. Look, I have all this extra stuff that'll go into my, it'll go into my scraps, my Kimberbell scraps. Okay. See this? This is probably from Steam on an ironing mat that was, and then steam onto the mat. So I do leave these because it's just a pain in the butt to take it off and put it back on again, right? Who wants to do that? If you're going to iron on your mat, use 2 wool mat. I double layer my mats. Because I don't use steam on it, but I spray it so that it steams. So there's moisture, definitely gets all steamy. So I will double my mats. I find that that's been enough for me. And let me grab this block first. Okay. How are we? You guys okay? If you need me, just call my name. I'll be there. You're like, please don't sing. I need you to not sing. Huh? I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. I'm a spray bottle kind of girl. This one showed up in our sewing room one day. Is this yours, Karen Bowl? I think it is. Wait, let me. Ooh, I don't know what it is. It doesn't, I think it's best press in here. I usually just do mine with just with water. But that might be a little bit of best press. You're gonna spray from the back. Oh, I didn't even heat up my iron. Spray from the back. And I can take I brought a pressing cloth. Maybe we should do that first. I brought this. I'm gonna let that heat up. All right. Give me just a second. We'll grab this too. These I'm going to trim down with a ruler. So, and I'm going to use I have a 4.5 by 4.5 inch ruler, and that's what I'm going to use. Because you want to use the lines on it, and you're going to square up to that seam. Okay. And I brought that with me too. Let me see where it is. So I am a pop ruler all the way kind of girl. But sometimes there are going to be shapes where it doesn't fit. This is something that comes with, look, so you could use this as well. But I don't have that like center mark, and I want to have that center line. But this comes with that pop ruler set. I'm not sure which one it comes with. Maybe I'll put this on here first, and we'll just get him down. Let's make sure we're hot enough. I'm still heating. Dun, dun, dun. But we might as well trim them up. I usually like trim them all in the end. I just don't want to. And I think with HGV, what does it say? Is it like 15 to 20 seconds or something like that? This is my favorite pressing cloth. This is a goddess pressing cloth. And they come in different sizes. Perfect. I'm going to press it from the back now too. And again, I'm going to give him a little shot of spray. Just a little. I could turn steam on my iron, but all right. I always look to see if it's directional. And if it's directional, like there's stripes or something, you want to go in that direction. This doesn't have anything. Or if you're quilting stitch, sometimes you'll have a directional quilting stitch and you just don't want to mess with that. If there's none of that, then I'm an aggressive presser. And what you're trying to do is you want this to just lay as flat as possible. And that looks perfect. Looks great. All right, while we're at it, I am going to press these. So I've got this. That's the only thing I have going on. I'm going to press all of these this direction. Nice and flat. You want them nice and flat. Don't cut them and then press them. You don't want to do that. You want to press and then cut. Seeing that you guys not seeing. See the difference between this and this? Like that's what you want. Right. Tidy up, tidy up. There we go. Rotating mat. I don't know how you can live without it. Because this is going to make it so your cuts are going to be more accurate. You're not going to have to reposition as much. And where's my rotary cutter? Rotary cutter. Okay. And I thought I got my, here he is. I love this ruler. Oh, Giselle's back. Where'd she go? If ever, okay, I want you to know, like right now, I'm looking here down at my my rotating mat. My computer is all the way over there. If ever you're trying to get into the room and you're in the waiting room and we don't respond, call the store because it breaks my heart to think that maybe I might not have seen that, but call the store so we can get you in. I hope you weren't waiting too long, Miss Giselle. Okay, so we're cutting this down to 2.5 by 4.5. My ruler's already 4.5. And this line right here, that white one, that is my centering line. So I'm going to put that down, that white line, which you're not going to really be able to see that well, but I'm going to center that to the seam line the best I can. And then I'm going to fussy cut. So then I'm going to look over here and down here, but center it to the seam line. And then you're going to cut. Okay.
Jenny, this is Giselle.
Hi, Miss Giselle.
I left, but I'm gonna ask a real stupid question. But I don't know if all of my stuff didn't come over or what when I downloaded. Or maybe I'm just missing something. Where do these filler blocks come in? I mean, I have my bell and I have no idea what to do with them because my instructions end at a picture of the bell.
Oh, there's the next page. Hang on, let me finish this. Here.
Oh.
So I can only cut 3 sides with this. I'm going to show you. Let me get my book.
And I don't have a second page.
So if you printed out your instructions,
No,
they should be there.
I'm trying to stop printing so much and start just using it online.
I know. I know, like I spend so much. I don't even want to talk about how much money I spend on ink. And Patrick's like, it's the cost of doing business. And then I try to buy it on like eBay and stuff, and I bought the wrong one. So I ended up spending way more money. Okay, so here is the bell instructions, which stops on page 3.
Right.
It should print it out because page 4 is going to be the filler block instructions. So here's 4, and here are all the instructions all the way page 6. So if you look at it again, Giselle, and you can't find it, email me and I'll resend them to you. But you should have all.
I mean, I looked at it several
times. Did you guys
times.
get it? Was there like an issue with it? Let me know.
Yeah,
but I think, you know what? I emailed you all the instructions as well.
Okay.
I think I did that a couple of days ago, not today, but a couple of days ago. It was, on the 1st. Remember, I was scared that you guys weren't going to get the design, so I sent you everything. Included in that were the instructions. So they should be there.
But it's not in my Kimberbell library, correct?
Oh,
that's the problem. That's where I downloaded it from. And mine, I have 2 different things, and I have one that's a starter that shows you what to cut and how to cut it and everything. And then the next one starts off with the bell, and it goes through all the instructions, and then it stops at page 6, which is the bell.
Oh yeah. But page 6 is, it goes through 1 through page 6. So the filler blocks instructions. So I'm doing that one last cut. Filler block instructions, wasn't it? It started on page 3 or something, or 4.
Right, but I don't know what to do with them after the picture of the bell.
What do you mean do with them?
Well, I'm just saying, they're just by themselves. We hold on to them until the end of the quilt. Is that what we're doing? That's why I said it makes a stupid question.
Instructions for anything. All we're doing is we're stitching out all the blocks, and then we'll get the layout at the
very end. That's what I was asking. Do we just hold on to them until?
Yes. I'm sorry, I was misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's what I want to make certain. I went.
You know how we have the layout? Do we have the layout for the whole thing? So you know how you have there's the picture of the layout, but it's all like kind of you can't really see it. They made it like cloudy. So you can kind of see where stuff goes, and you'll have a little bit of an idea, but we're not going to get the final layout until the very end.
Yeah, okay. And I think before it would tell you. Yeah, it would tell you, you're going to use these blocks at the end, and I didn't see that.
Yes. Then you'll know how we're going to sew them all together.
Right. Yep. So I was looking for that documentation that you use these blocks at the end, and I didn't see it. I was like, okay, well, what do I do with
No, I don't have it either. I'll probably get it a little bit before you guys.
Okay,
I didn't get the end stuff until October. So I don't know anymore.
That's fine. I just want to make certain I didn't miss something.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Giselle, you missed the final club. I'm just kidding. None of us know. Okay, so here's the white line again. I'm going to put that on my centering line. And you can use whatever ruler you have, but make sure that you're fussy cutting to the line on the top and the bottom. Okay. Okay, I'm going to hold it all. I'm going to spin it. Be deliberate, be purposeful, hold everything, don't let go. And if you have a 2.5 by 4.5 inch ruler, you can cut around the whole thing. And now I'm going to do one last cut. So cute. Love that. And now I'm going to just trim the last one. I didn't do my belly yet, did I? Okay, last one. But a 2.5 by 4.5. I have like my favorites. I have a 2.5 by 4.5, a 6.5 by 6.5. And maybe it's because I'm not like a quilter extraordinaire. I'm gonna be someday. Like I've been watching I don't watch, but I follow, and I just have like little videos that come up. I think is it laundry basket quilts or something? Does that sound right? Oh my God. I love her stuff. Because, I don't have time to do it all now, but I will someday. You better get ready because then we're going to all do it together. And be like, Giselle, you finish that? Because we're going to do our next project. You better get that done. And then, okay, here we go. All right, here's my last one. And now let's do the other one with the pop ruler. All right, this one's already pressed, ready to go. Get your pop ruler. Some of these, I put the little grippies, I put them on the wrong side. This is actually on the right side. You're going to put it down and you're going to fussy cut. Never cut right on that line because the line's never going to be straight. And with the stitching, it naturally kind of constricts and goes in a little bit. So here we go. And I like to look down from the top to make sure I am placed as well as possible. And the first time I ever used my pop ruler, I literally did this and just cut right into my block. And I was like, those are the worst. That's the worst thing in the entire world. And then I had to have a talk with myself about how it's not the ruler's fault. It was me. And then I used them again. And you just have to be.
I still have problems with that, Jeannie. I end up moving every time I turn it in a circle, I always end up moving it.
I move it, like there's times when I will move it too, and I'll have to go, oops, I moved it a little bit and just kind of fix it. But when you move it, like I always hold it down. I can't say I always do, but I usually hold it down with two hands, like I'll hold it down, or with one hand, but I will definitely, that happens to me too. I can't say it doesn't.
Okay.
But
I thought it was just me.
You just have to be careful. And if it does move, you're just gonna take your ruler and just kind of just put it back on that last cut.
Okay. And you're right. If you don't watch yourself, your blade will go into the area. Mine did just a little bit, but it's not enough to make a new one.
Yes. But I literally was like this. And I cut into the hole. I was like, oh my God, this thing is like a piece of garbage. And I threw it across the room. And it took me like a month to come to terms with the fact that it was me and not the ruler. And then I was like, okay, let me just be super careful and let me make sure I'm leaning, like I have a little pressure to the left and that I'm making sure that I'm staying, like guiding it along the edge. And I love these because I love that you can fussy cut to it. I love that it's open so that if you have something, because you know how other rulers are, if there's like a lump or something in here, then it's almost impossible to get it to stay down. So if there's like embellishments or something that's kind of pushing it up, you don't worry about that as well. I don't like using these when I have to layer, when you have to take one and nest them and do like a cut and then take one out and do another cut. So when it comes to like things like that, then I'll just go to a regular ruler. So we are done, my friends. You will have to do one of these on your own. You should have the bell block, and then you should have 3 of these filler blocks. It'll be just like me to have lost my third one, but I will find it. Where are you? Well, I can't show you right. Oh, here it is. When in doubt, look on the ground. And all of these, you're just going to put them to the side because we are going to be putting it all together. We'll have an assembly day towards the very end. Okay, I wasn't looking at comments at all. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was so much fun. I hope you join me. Even if you did it, you can always join just for so long and work on something else. It's just a nice time to set some time aside for you.
Absolutely.
I know sometimes we don't do that. And I will see you. I think our next one, I think it's the first Friday in March.
In March.
If I didn't send out an invitation, I'll do that today. And you'll get a supply list in like a week or two once I get everything stitched out.
Okay.
Reach out if you have any questions, and
All right,
I will
thank
post
you.
later today. Bye,
Thank
guys.
See you later. See you
Thank
online.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.